Adaptation viewers, you are getting a bonus video this week. Why, you may ask? Well, exciting stuff happened last week, guys. First, we got snippets from a J.K. Rowling interview where she was like, maybe Ron Hermione wasn't the way to go, which of course then ignited the fandom's oldest of shipping wars, and Hermione was like, no! No, Frodo! And Harmony was like, vindication! Sorry I stole that joke, Elmify, but I will give it back to you when I'm done. And then in adaptation news, John Green tweeted at us, which had some of our hosts going, John Green knows we exist. I suppose in the interest of full disclosure, I should tell you that I kind of donated money to charity in exchange for that @reply, but that does not change the fact that for one shining moment, John Green recognized our existence. And you really can't ask for more than that. And then the full J.K. Rowling interview came out, and even though half the fandom was hoping that those quotes were out of context and that they didn't really mean what we thought they meant, they weren't really out of context, and they really did mean what we thought they meant. But the silver lining for adaptation is that while having a conversation about the merits of Harry Hermione versus Harry Ginny, I realized that we had made a horrible, horrible mistake. Which kinda sucks, but hey, bonus video. Back in October of last year, we did a video listing the 5 worst character adaptations on the screen. And what did we do? We forgot the lovely Miss Ginevra Molly Weasley. We are shamefaced. But I'm here to make up for it now by devoting the rest of this video to why Movie Ginny is possibly the worst character adaptation ever. My Slytherin self is even sporting a Gryffindor tie in support of my girl. It kind of burns, so let's get started. Ginny's not in the books that much, so it stands to reason that she was never going to get the screen time in the films that the Golden Trio received. But when a character only has a few shining moments to show the audience who she is, show us those moments! Don't just shove her in the background and make her deliver a few lackluster lines. And then when the 6th film rolls around and you realize that the main guy has to somehow fall in love with this girl that's been playing second fiddle to a bowl of walnuts, don't just shove the two into some of the most awkward flirting scenes known to man and call it a day. This is a girl that has had to hold her own against 6 big brothers, 2 of which were Fred and George, and has already picked up her share of boyfriends. And you're trying to tell me that her big move is to tie a guy's shoelace and feed him a mince pie? No one is buying that. And if we can just jump back a year from that disaster into Order of the Phoenix, the book, when Harry's being all whiny and, oh, no one understands me, Ginny doesn't take any of his pity party nonsense. She calls him out for being stupid and reminds him that she was possessed by Lord Voldemort at age 11 if he would just talk to her. And he's all, ooh, I forgot. And she's all, well, lucky you. Where was that in the movies? I mean, I didn't need this exact scene, although it is one of my favorites, but it might have been beneficial for the movies to remind us that Ginny had been possessed by Lord Voldemort at age 11. And she survived. And she grew up to be strong and confident and witty. She believes that anything is possible if you have enough nerve. And she can cast a bat bogey hex so impressive, it got her into the Slug Club. She turns into the girl that befriends Luna Lovegood even though other people make fun of her, and the girl that doesn't take Ron's slut-shaming crap just because he's not getting any, and the girl that refuses to walk on eggshells around the guy that she's had a fangirl crush on since she was a little girl. And none of this awesome sorcery came across in the films, where her personality is somewhere in the same vein as a pet rock. And that makes me very angry. While I was discussing this heinous crime with a friend, she said, well, I guess you can't tell how boring someone's gonna turn out when you cast them at age 10. And I'm sure there are a lot of you that might agree with that, but I'm hesitant to blame this all on Bonnie Wright. I mean, I've never seen her in anything else, so I don't really have a reference for her acting ability, but I think this whole thing has a lot more to do with the writing and the directing. She wasn't given great scenes or dialogue to work with, and on top of that, the director could have steered her in a different direction, a better direction, and obviously didn't. But I'm not saying I'm an expert here, so tell us in the comments what you think the worst mistake was in adapting Ginny to the screen. Or we could just have a giant conversation about how much we love her. I'm totally good with that too. Make sure you click that subscribe button for weekly vlogs and check out the links in the doobly-doo for all of our social media goodies, as well as our podcast on iTunes. Until next time, I think what Ginny Weasley really needed to be saved from was whoever thought this whole lack of character arc in the films was a good idea.